I want to speak 8 languages. I think it's crazy that according to the EC English language schools based in Malta, only 19% of the world speaks English, or roughly 1.5 billion out of the world's 7.8 billion people. Now, some people have already gotten over this hump, and obviously major movies do the same, which is you'll create a video and then translate it to other languages with dubs. I saw a video where Mr. Beast was talking about how he did this, and obviously it's big in movies. Obviously, some people are multilingual too, according to Preply, which shout out to them. I heard about them at a company I was working at last summer, just chatting with someone over lunch who was trying to learn another language, and I also booked a session with them to get back into learning Spanish fluently since I took it all throughout school and college, but this is not sponsored by them. Around 43% of people are bilingual, 17% are multilingual, and according to ilanguages.org, 13% of the world is trilingual and 3% of the world population speaks more than 4 languages, and less than 1% of the world speaks 5 languages fluently. Now, yeah, facts, numbers, whatever. Back to me and my thesis, which is it is ridiculous that I can only communicate with a small percentage of everyone in the world. Like, I compare it to someone who never leaves their neighborhood their entire life and the whole world from their perspective and sees the whole world from their perspective. It's just a minuscule piece of the earth. But beyond just seeing the world for what it is, I'm more upset that I'm missing out on so many cultural moments at the same time in history across the world. The zeitgeist. It's like I can just imagine all the news channels I'm missing, all the which would definitely help, by the way, put things in perspective as someone in the U.S. seeing how the world talks about the U.S. and themselves and what's going on locally there, how it's all connected, and also movies, TV shows, comedians, cultural activities, traditions, all these things that collectively make the world what it is. And I can only speak 1 language. I can also compare it to someone who, for example, may only know how to speak English but not read or write, or read but not write or speak. You know what I mean? Like there are just so many things you're missing about the world. And of course, I know this is by design. School wasn't designed to teach us anything useful, let alone teach everyone to their language, to teach everyone to their own learning style and speed, and definitely not teach us something that would make us self-determine our lives. So I'm not surprised that I have to take this on now as an adult, so it can be something where hopefully 10 years from now I can be a polyglot and learn cultures around the world, which is so important to me. I think a bit of it does come from my complex PTSD and trauma that I experienced wanting to be a people pleaser growing up. That's why I think I'm so good with it with people because it's because I often just mirror their energy very well and their way of doing things so I don't upset or bother them. But I do think it is also helpful for building coalitions and solidarity across cultures to rid ourselves of xenophobia and get out of the trap that is set for us to fear each other, to fear a news headline that says there's a killer on the loose in this city. You shouldn't visit. It reminds me of that moment in the 2009 movie The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Gosling, where, spoiler alert, toward the end of the movie, when Ryan's character is on the plane with his parents and grandmother, going to the hospital after she faked a heart attack, and she says, "Take us to the airport," because she did all that to get everyone on the plane quickly to help Ryan's character find Sandra's character to declare his love for her. And the pilot's like, "I can't do that." And the grandmother's like, "I'll tell your mother and father," or something like that. And the guy complies. It's this idea of basically knowing your community, knowing the people in it, makes all of these laws useless and worthless. Actually, being connected to people and each other makes the whole system of control and oppression and slavery to your 9 to 5 fall apart because we know each other and care for each other. Just like, for example, you may love someone so much you would die for them, you would lie for them, you would break the law for them. Those things don't matter as much as your relationship and bond that you have. I mean, just imagine if you became like friends with people all across the world. I'm not saying this is why I do it, but you get a bunch of free stuff, free rides, family looking out for you, free gifts. Like that's what the world that's what the world truly is under all this hoopla mass of government tyranny and control through fear and control through saying so and so through saying so and so has nuclear weapons or so and so has invaded our country or we need to be afraid at night. It's like none of these things matter in a world where we all know each other and there's mutual care for each other. You know, like every person on this earth, and sure you can say there are exceptions, but generally has one or two or many people that you can truly each that truly know who that person is and connect with them, and their relationship is so strong that they would never do anything to harm each other. Just stick with me here, because of course things can happen where this won't always be 100% true, and I'm not envisioning a world of butterflies and violence, but in no bad, but because I don't think that exists, but a world where we're in control and not being controlled, where sure violence, or whatever may happen, but it's a community that comes together after that to resolve the issue. Sure, someone might do something that terrorizes another person, but generally the community of people outweighs the negative intentions that some people might have. That's what I believe. I do believe that love is stronger than hate. Yeah, it's sappy. I don't care. But maybe I'm just saying that because I have a hard time with love from PTSD. But it's the truth, and I guess how all this connects back to language is you begin to see each other more for their humanity. I feel like, unlike pets or animals, which I think I might make a video about pets because I have weird feelings about owning and controlling another animal. I honestly feel bad for them and not having free will, but it might just be my fear. But unlike pets or animals, when we see another human and we don't speak the same tongue, I think often there can be a tension where there otherwise wouldn't be. I think there's a common language we all speak and speak beyond spoken language anyway. And what maybe that's the point of this video. Maybe that's what I truly want to learn, that common unspoken language where you can look someone in the eyes and know how they feel, where they could cry, laugh, or make a noise, and you know what they need. I'm just envisioning, I don't know if it's from a movie or just my imagination, where I see two people who basically become really close friends that don't speak each other's language, but they like speak to each other like bits of their own language to help each other out and become really supportive through that. And I'm not talking about Rush Hour, although that's a really good movie and series, but I mean complete language disconnect, complete culture disconnect. There's something still at the root that I want to grasp and hold on to. I think this connects to what I probably said in another video and what I say in one of my songs, which is I sometimes wish we lived in a world without language, because language only captures a tiny fraction of what we really feel in our minds. And who said that 500,000 English words in the Oxford Dictionary was enough to express all of my feelings? Why not 1,000,000 words? Why not 1,000 new words every day? If language is technology like everyone else, why aren't there new ways we have to relate to connect with each other? That's why I like writing and talking like this and making music, because I can push the boundaries of language like poetry can, through analogies, references, disconnected ideas and thoughts, and informal speech. But I think language is a ruse, like a very shitty way to connect. And sure, you can say common symbols are nice, but I genuinely think language makes life a lot more complicated than it needs to be sometimes, or a lot of the time. Just like the world is more complicated than it needs to be. Like everybody needs to buy their own house. There are so many vacant houses. People don't have people don't have food, but restaurants throw away food and have policies that you can't give food away. Everybody maybe has one or a few skills, but never all the skills to self-determine their own life. I mean, we're all slaves at the end of the day. And I guess even though I want to speak 8 languages, I kind of wish I wouldn't, so I could just travel the world and look in people's eyes and have a connection where they see me, I see them. They bring me to their home, they give me food, and I do the same when they visit where I'm from. They invite me to their cultural gatherings, friendships, relationships, love, all that, where language isn't needed. And sometimes I think, that's more beautiful than language. I feel like language is more of a burden. Sometimes it gets in the way. It's so bulky, so many tas, las, fas, and intricate lip and tongue movements that never grasp the light in my eyes that projects from my soul. Maybe language was a lie from the beginning. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.